Okay, good morning, children. Very good morning. First year botany English medium, third chapter continuation. In yesterday class already we started about branches of botany. But what are the main branches are there in botany? Some of the branches we discussed in yesterday class. Total 16 branches are there now. Total 16 branches are there. In these 16 branches of botany, yesterday class we discussed about only 6 branches. Now remaining 10 branches which are included in the botany we have to discuss in today's class. So yesterday what we discussed in 6 branches. First one is morphology. Morphology means studying and description of different organs in a plant. Study and description of, for example, study of the roots, stem, leaf, flowers, fruits, seeds, etc. So the morphology included 2 branches, 2 sub-branches. One is external morphology, another one is internal morphology. But in this external morphology, what is external morphology? Studying and description of external characters of the plants. That is external morphology. Now coming to internal morphology. Internal morphology means studying about the internal detailed structure of plants. In that internal morphology, you have to study internal detailed structure. Detailed internal structure of the plants. Detailed structure of a root, detailed structure of a stem, detailed structure of a leaf, detailed structure of a flower. So this internal morphology again subdivided into 2 sub-branches. One is histology, another one is anatomy. Histology means studying of tissues. Anatomy means studying and description of internal characters of the plant. That is anatomy. Next, second branch, cytology or cell biology, studying about the structure and function of cell. Next, third one, embryology, studying about the embryo, development of male and female gametes, process of fertilization, formation of zygote, formation of embryo, formation of seed. Next, fourth one, phycology. First, pollinology. Study of pollen grains is called palynology. In this palynology, you have to study about the structure and development of pollen grains. Pollen grains are the microspores which develop in the pollen sac. Okay, palynology means studying of the pollen grains. Now, fifth one, taxonomy, that is also called systematic botany. In taxonomy especially, we have to discuss about the identification, nomenclature and classification. Identification, nomenclature and classification of the plants. Identification means first you have to identify. Nomenclature means you have to give a particular name. Classification means based on characters you should keep in particular group. Identification, nomenclature and classification. That is nothing but taxonomy. Next, last sixth, yesterday we completed. Plant physiology means studying about the important activities in plant. Means transportation of water, transportation of minerals, photosynthesis, respiration, nitrogen metabolism, and growth hormones, role of growth hormones. That are the 6 branches completed. Now coming to the 7th branch. 7th branch. Plant ecology. Plant ecology. Plant ecology. This is the 7th branch of the botany, that is the plant ecology. But what is the plant ecology? So ecology means ecosystem, means environment. Studying about the relationship between plant and environment. Studying the relationship between plant and environment. That is called ecology. Plants are living in environment only now. How the plants are depending on the environment. In the environment, biotic factors are there, abiotic factors are there. How the plants are depending on sunlight, how the plants are depending on water, how the plants are depending on carbon dioxide. Okay, so whatever may be, the study of relationship between plants and environment, study of relationship between plant and environment, okay, that is nothing but plant ecology. The eighth one, paleobotany. Paleobotany okay. Paleobotany means studying of fossil plants. Some plants that are present at that time but now not appearing. Fossil plants. So what are the important fossil plants are there? With the help of fossil plants, we can understand the evolution of the plants. So study of fossil plants is called paleobotany. Study of fossil plants. Study of fossil plants. With the help of these fossil plants, with the help of these paleobotany, we can understand the evolution of the plants. How the plants evolution means changes. What are the changes are going on? Okay, what are the past condition? What about the present condition? What type of the plants are there at that time? Now what type of the plants are there? So we can compare. So that is very useful for studying of the by the studying of the fossil plants, we came to know evolution in plants. Okay, study of fossil plants, that is called paleobotany, which is very useful for evolution of plants. Evolution of plants. With the help of this paleobotany, we came to know evolution of plants. ప్లాంట్స్ ఏ విధంగా మార్పులకు లోనైనవి, ఎలాంటి మార్పులు వచ్చాయో మనం తెలుసుకోవచ్చు. ఓకే, దట్ ఈస్ ద paleobotany. Ninth one, genetics. Okay, heredity. At 10th class already I mentioned the heredity. Genetics means studying about the structure of genes. Studying about the structure of genes. Okay, and studying about the inheritance. Okay, inheritance means some characters we are getting from our ancestors. So what are the inheritary characters now? But what are the inheritary characters? What are the characters we are getting from our parents? That is nothing but inheritance. So studying about the inheritance. Okay, already you know that studying about the structure of genes, studying about the inheritance, that is nothing but genetics. The Gregor John Mendel, he was the father of genetics. He introduced the laws of principles of inheritance. He introduced 3 principles of inheritance. Okay, Gregor John Mendel. That is the genetics. The 10th one, phytogeography. Phytogeography. Phyto means plants. Geography means geographically. Geographical distribution of plants. How the plants are distributed. Okay, the study of geographical distribution of plants in past and present. How the plants are distributed in different regions. So, study of geological distribution of plants in past and present, that is called phytogeography. Study of geographical distribution of geographical distribution of plants. Distribution of plants. Study of geographical distribution of plants in past and present. That is called phytogeography. Okay. Next 11th one, plant pathology. Plant pathology. Plant pathology. Plant pathology. 11th branch, plant pathology. Pathology means studying about the causes of the disease. Causes means reasons. What are the reasons for diseases? Okay. What are the symptoms of the diseases? Okay. With the symptoms only we have to find out the disease. Each disease having particular symptoms. By observing the symptoms only we have to find out the disease. Okay. Study of causes of the disease. But what are the reasons for occurring of the diseases? Study of causes of diseases, symptoms of diseases, and preventive measures. What are the preventive measures we have to follow for eradication of the disease? So, study of causes of disease, causes of disease, causes of disease, and symptoms of disease, and prevention of disease. But what are the preventive measures we have to follow for controlling of the disease? Okay, preventive measures. Preventive methods. What are the preventive methods are there? So we have to discuss in this plant pathology. Okay, especially diseases. We have to study about the diseases in pathology. That is the 11th branch. Next, 12th branch. 12th branch. Phycology. 12th one, phycology. 12th one, phycology. And what is the phycology? Studying about the structure of algae. Studying about the detailed structure of algae. That is called phycology. Studying about the algae. But what is algae? Algae is chlorophyllus, which contain chlorophyll, which able to perform photosynthetic. But there is no proper pods, there is no stem pods, there is no proper leaves, there is no proper roots. Just a plant body is thallus. Chlorophyllus, autotrophic thallus. Okay, algae is chlorophyllus, autotrophic thalloid, autotrophic thallus. Algae contain chlorophyll, autotrophic, which can prepare their own food. Thallus means just only vegetative body. The plant body doesn't differentiate it into distinct parts. There is no proper roots, there is no proper stem, there is no proper leaves. Just vegetative body only there. The vegetative body is called thallus. So the study of algae, which is chlorophyllus, autotrophic thallus, that is called phycology. Next, 13th one, mycology. And what is mycology? Mycology means study of fungi, study of detailed structure of the fungi. Study of detailed structure of the fungi is called mycology. And what is the fungi? Fungi is a non-chlorophyllus. There is no chlorophyll in fungi. All fungi are heterotrophs only. They can't prepare their own food. They can depend on other organisms. These all the fungi are non-chlorophyllous. 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 All fungi are non-chlorophyllous and heterotrophic. All are heterotrophic only. All are heterotrophic only. All are heterotrophic only. The plant body is thalloid, thallus. Just only vegetative body. Thalloid. Okay. Thalloid. Thalloid. Okay. Thalloid. Thalloid. Okay. Only vegetative body. Heterotrophic. Non-chlorophyll. There is no chlorophyll. That's why we call heterotroph. Chlorophyll there means autotroph. It can prepare its own food. There is no chlorophyll, no. Heterotroph, depending on other organisms. Okay. Some are saprophytes, some are parasites, like that. So the study of fungi is called mycology. Next, 14th one, lichenology. 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 Okay. Lichenology. What are lichens? Lichens are a special group of plants. Lichens are a special group of plants. In the lichens we can see that is the combined growth of algae and fungi. Algae and fungi, they can grow and form a new structure that is called lichens. So in that lichens, algae and fungi, they can maintain symbiotic relationship. In these lichens, algae and fungi, they can maintain symbiotic relationship. Symbiotic relationship they can maintain. Symbiotic relationship means both are benefited. Algae got benefits, fungi also got benefits. But what is the benefit to the algae? Algae getting water and minerals for preparing food. Fungi gives water and minerals to the algae. With the help of water and minerals, algae prepare the food. But what is the benefit to the fungi? Fungi getting food from the algae. But because fungi is a heterotroph, it cannot prepare its own food. So fungi getting food from the algae getting water and minerals from the fungi. In this association, both are benefited. So that type of the association is called symbiosis. Okay. So the lichens are special group of plants which can maintain symbiotic association with algae and fungi, and the alga component in lichen is called phycobiont. Okay, phycobiont. The fungal compound in the lichen is called mycobiont. Mycobiont. The algal colony is called phycobiont. Fungal colony in the lichen is called mycobiont. Okay. Phycobiont, very important for research purpose. The last next 15th Jan. But what is bryology? What is bryology? Not biology, bryology. Okay. Bryology. Studying of bryophytes is called bryology. Bryophytes are non-flowering plants only, which belongs to the plant kingdom. Which are non-flowering plants. Bryophytes are non-flowering plants only. Cryptogams, non-flowering plants. So, studying of the bryophytes is called biology. Bryophytes, studying about the bryophytes. So what are the characteristic features of biophytes? What are the groups are there in bryophytes? What are the examples of the bryophytes? And what is the reproduction? Everything we have to study in this bryophytes. So, study of bryophytes is called biology, which are non-flowering plants, which are comes under plant kingdom only. So, these bryophytes are called amphibians of plant kingdom. These bryophytes are also called amphibians of plant kingdom. Amphibians means, next example, frog. Frog, it can live both water and soil, land. But these all these bryophytes, they can grow on land and they can grow as well in water. Okay. So these are called amphibians of plant kingdom. Amphibians of plant kingdom. These are called amphibians of plant kingdom. These are the this is a biology about bryophytes. The last one of these branch, 16th branch, pteridology. Okay, pteridology. Pteridology means studying about pteridophytes, which are also non-flowering plants only. Pteridophytes. Studying about the pteridophytes. Pteridophytes. Studying about the pteridophytes is called pteridology. So, pteridophytes, which are also non-flowering plants. So, these pteridophytes are the muscular tissue. Muscular tissue. They contain xylem and phloem. So, these are called vascular non-flowering plants. Vascular cryptogams. These are called vascular cryptogams. Vascular cryptogams. Cryptogams means non-flowering plants. These are called vascular cryptogams. Vascular means vascular bundles, vascular system. Xylem, phloem. Xylem connect the water, phloem connect the food material. Vascular cryptogams means vascular non-flowering plants. Pteridophytes. Okay. So far today we discussed first plant ecology, paleobotany, genetics, phytogeography, plant pathology, phycology, mycology, lichenology, bryology, pteridology. So these are the 16 groups which we discussed in yesterday class, as well as we completed these 16 months in today's class. So far now we completed the third chapter we completed successfully. Next tomorrow class we have to start the fourth chapter of the first unit. First unit includes only 4 chapters. Out of 4 chapters we completed 3 chapters of the first unit. Next tomorrow class we have to start the 4th chapter of the first unit. That is plant kingdom. Okay, thank you children.